What's the story, guys? Welcome to the first show of 2021. Today's episode is proudly fueled by...
In Ireland, the highest form of compliment in any pub is an insult. So I'm considered quite complimentary. Proper number 12, Irish whiskey.
What's the story, guys? Welcome to the show. Marcus Deegan, What Happens Here podcast. I'm your host. It's 2021, and we are back here again in the studio. First of all, I want to thank everyone for joining us, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, whether you're driving like 12 hours from one state to another. Thank you very much for listening. Hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, boom! Thank you very much. Hey, 2021. Can't believe it. So, first of all, I want to say we have got a massive, massive year coming up with What Happens Here podcast. You got no idea. So thanks for coming along and joining us. We've got a mad guest in the house today. I want to talk about a couple of things. You know, this is basically a sports and entertainment program. So we speak to guests in the sporting industry, but we also speak to guests in the entertainment industry. So let's get out a little bit of the sporting industry right now. So let's talk about what's coming up. Well, we got a triple header. The MMA leader in MMA, the UFC, back in Fight Island, coming up January 16th. Holloway versus Qatar. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. It's just going to be a great week of fights. Hawaii versus Boston. Can't wait for it. January 20th. Michael versus Magny. Oh, my Lord. That's another good one. Everyone's excited about that. But how could we forget? Come on, guys. You know what you're waiting for. January 23rd. January 23rd, UFC 257 in Abu Dhabi. The notorious Conor McGregor makes his performance and smashes it out once again. Everyone's kind of been asking me my thoughts on what's going to happen with this fight. Obviously, you know, it's the rematch. 6 years ago, Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier, they fought. So here's how my prediction. When I say my prediction, I'm not a psychic. I don't think I know how it's going to go. I'm just going to tell you, like, my opinion. I think that when you get knocked out in a fight, that never, ever leaves you. Dustin Poirier was cold clocked in about 90 seconds in their first fight. When you get knocked out that easily, that doesn't leave you psychologically. So when you're going to fight that man that's already knocked you out, I think there's a little bit of a psychological issue there that's going to maybe have a little bit of a downfall. So I think Dustin likes to come out. It takes about a minute and a half for him to get warmed up. When you're fighting someone like Conor McGregor, a little bit difficult there. He comes out of the gate like a greyhound. Bang. So to start off slow, it's going to be a bit of a problem, but I'm so looking forward to this fight. But anyway, that's all I got to say about mixed martial arts, the UFC, Conor McGregor. But look, today's guest... Let me say, she is one of the best in the business. You know, you guys have been screaming for her. I've got her on the show right now, but don't take it from me. Check this out. I tell you what, I think I need the doctor to kickstart my heart right now. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome to the podcast, one of the best in the business, all the way here in Sin City, Las Vegas. Would you welcome to the program, the beautiful Miss Jessa Rhodes.
What's up, guys? God, that is such an intro. I don't know if I'll be able to live up to the hype. No. Like, as you were doing that, my heart was like, oh, God. I feel like I'm about to go on stage right now.
I threw in my...
You can't do this to me right now!
I threw in my Thunder from Down Under announcer's voice to intro you, and I didn't realize that you're literally just about to pop right now, so that intro could have brought on the baby. Does that mean you would call him Marcus?
Maybe. You never... You know, all that video did was make me miss my abs.
Really?
So much.
That was a great video.
So much. It was. Thank you.
You really don't look that much different apart from the little baby bump. Can we get the camera on that baby bump?
Yeah, I don't look that much different, guys. It's fine.
I mean, it just really looks like you've just got a basketball underneath your shirt. You kind of you haven't really changed that much. Do you feel physically that much different than from your glory days of that video?
God, I feel so different. And you know what's sad? That was shot only October of last year.
Well, that just shows you.
I'm like, oh my God.
Well, that just shows you how you can go from one extreme to the other. I mean, you obviously, when we put this video together for this sizzle reel, my editor was so happy. I sent him about 10 different videos. I'm like, kind of just chop up whatever you want. He's like, I'm having so much fun researching this right now.
God,
Get the camera.
The second time. No. I've been trying to. Okay, so sadly enough, guys, pregnancy sucks. We were talking about this earlier. And I haven't washed my hair in about a week. So that's why I'm covering it up with a hat. So hopefully this doesn't fall
But we like that Kickstart My Heart Guns N' Roses look. So when you say you haven't washed your hair for a week, is that just because, like, fuck, this is just so much now, the hair doesn't really matter?
There's so much, like, yeah, like there's no, I don't put effort into anything anymore. This is the first I've looked like a human in months. I have been rocking it in sweats. I have been sitting on my couch watching, I don't want to say Netflix because fuck Netflix, I don't support them anymore. But like watching Friends and just like bumming it. So
yeah. You don't sit on the couch and watch porn? No.
I'm not gonna lie, like my sex drive at the very beginning of everything was pretty solid. And now it's just like the bigger you get, the more like I'm carrying, I think, let's see, I gained an extra 20 pounds the last time I was weighed. So I'm pretty sure I gained an extra 25 to 30 already. Do you know what that does to like your center of gravity? like having sex is not an option right now.
Really?
And even if I was on my back, like you're not supposed to be on your back. You're supposed to lay on your side. So I'm sleeping on either one of my sides at this point. Because the baby, and I think this is what happened. I told you, I first time ever, guys. There's a first time for everything. Yesterday morning, I woke up with my first hemorrhoid, and I was so not happy about it.
Hang on. You said the word really quickly so no one would understand it. Can you slow it down a bit? Because we're going to talk about it. So don't fucking speed the word up. You're like, I was going, and then everyone's like, what? What did she say?
I woke up with my first hemorrhoid.
Hemorrhoid.
And I thought I'm at 34 weeks now, and I thought that I was going to get away with it scot-free in my pregnancy. Like, I've literally been sitting here chuckling along, like, I have no stretch marks. I've got no hemorrhoids yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, everything's...
So the boobs, no stretch marks.
No, everything's good. No,
everything else is the same. Your lady parts look the same.
Yeah, everything's great. So we're holding it together, and this will be my one and done. Because I can tell you that by the second baby, it's not the same thing.
Right.
It's not the same.
But then you just got knocked out of the park this morning with the hemorrhoid. That just fucked everything up.
So well, that was yesterday morning. I'm in the shower and I'm like, do, and I'm like, no, that is not. That is so what I think it is.
Really?
And I was so upset because I think what happened was I woke up on my back. I was so exhausted. I woke up on my back on my couch. And I guess like that from the pressure of like the baby can like, I mean, just walking around in general, once the baby starts going this way, things will just, you know. But yeah, so no, it hasn't been a magical time. I've hated every moment of it.
Well, so let's talk about like kind of you had to go and get your Popeyes this morning. We're going to give a shameless plug to Popeyes Chicken. You're more than welcome to jump on as a sponsor. So you had to come and get something to eat, but you maybe thought that something was happening today.
Oh yeah, no, this morning I was running late because as you get closer to the end, like things will happen and you know, like random stuff comes out.
Like you poop your pants and stuff like that?
No, I still have my dignity intact. Okay, thanks, Marcus. No, but like every now and then I'll be sitting on my couch like watching a comedy and I laugh and it's like... and I'm like, I might need a pad for this chair, guys.
Hey, well, what comes out though?
It's literally just, and this is not to gross you boys out, but like when you get pregnant, there's a mucus plug, and that's what comes out when you're water.
I'm never watching one of your movies again.
Oh my god. No. Yeah, I know. This is going to ruin it for a lot of people.
No, but that's good. I like that you can come out and talk like this knowing you're such a fucking big star in this industry and there's a lot of guys listening to this right now with their dick in their hand and then everyone's kind of like just slowly put it away now.
I know. They're probably like, oh yeah, Jessa Rhodes is going to be on. Maybe we should talk about how much she likes riding cock. No, we're getting real nitty gritty today, guys.
We're talking about mucus bulb. So what happens? Is it a bulb? A mucus bulb?
So it's a plug. So it's... Damn it, podcast. Okay, so it's basically it's something that like stops the baby from coming out. So when your water breaks, that comes out. Blah blah blah. And so it's like once you get towards the end, like things will just kind of come out, like almost like if a girl was to get really wet really fast, like it just kind of whoop.
Yeah.
But so like just getting used to like things with the
changing.
body. Like the fact that I have to slow it down like three times to get into my car. Like it's like a third of the speed. Like this is me getting into my car these days. I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, you have a pretty big belly bump. Literally how much longer do you have?
I've got 6 weeks. So that's what you were saying, was like I could basically pop any day now.
Yeah.
Like depending, I mean, it would be premature if I was to go before 37 weeks, but he'd still be fine. But it's just one of those things. Like this morning I had what felt like pre-labor contractions. And so I was sitting on my couch and I was like, fuck. And I was like, because I was like having to breathe through it because it basically feels like cramps. Yeah. And so I started timing it and I was like, okay, like these are kind of irregular. Like it's fine. That can kind of happen before like the first few weeks before you actually like pop. So, but yeah, so long story short, I was a little nervous at first. Now I'm okay. But
so hopefully during this podcast today, Jessa Rhodes will give birth to her beautiful little man. I will be able to help deliver it, and my shit will go viral.
That's like, at least you're. And
I'll have the pulps. The what? What is it?
The what?
The pulps all over me. I don't care.
The pulps?
What is it? The things that pop again?
What do you think labor is, Marcus?
No, I don't know anything about it. I don't know nothing about it. I'm very, very immature when it comes to that kind of thing. Yeah. And considering like the last time I saw you, do we have that? Can we pull that photo up of last time that I was with Jessa? We were at the AVN Awards. There we go.
And such a good time.
Listen, I was fucking hammered that day.
So was I.
Hey, listen, I don't even remember that. Seriously, I don't even remember that. I didn't even know I was going. No, I have no idea. And then
we were talking about the koalas and saving the koalas, and
that's right, because we just had the bushfires in Australia. Yeah. So do you Let's go to sports for a second. Do you follow what's your sport?
So usually football.
Yep.
But the NFL has just completely let me down with their stupid fucking politics. So I haven't been following much of anything lately, to be honest.
You watch the UFC at all?
I do.
Has anyone ever told you that you
Paige Van Zandt?
You get told that a lot?
All the time.
Pop that photo up. So we get told that Jessa Rhodes looks like Paige Van Zandt. Yeah. Well, you know what? There is definitely a. Do you think you could kick her ass?
Nah, I think she's pretty badass.
No, she's badass. Absolutely, she's badass. Do you get that a lot? So you've heard that before?
Oh, many times.
Have you spoken to her at all?
I haven't, but people tag me and stuff with her constantly, and people have asked me to do a parody, and I'm like,
that would be funny. Why'd you have the baby? Why'd you have the baby though?
It would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
We were considering doing it back. There was a while, I think it was like several years ago. She was going to be fighting this girl, and I don't remember her name, but she was an Asian chick. And so one of my friends in the industry who's Asian, I was like, hey, we should do like this girl on girl. We could be like,
that would be funny.
So I mean, I get that a lot.
So do you have a girlfriend now or a boyfriend, or are you single?
I'm single.
Fuck, she's single, boys.
I know.
Do you look for civility? Do you look
but my new man is coming very soon. Yeah. So my heart's taken. It's very full.
It's probably going to be taken up for a little while. But when do you think the next? You're single now. I don't want to get too personal with.
Oh, we can get personal. That's fine.
Are you gonna be continuing on with the baby's father, or are you going to be looking for another man to maybe?
Squishies, that's his name. Squishies.
The baby?
Yeah, that's what we call
Squishies.
him. Squishy. His name's Squishy. No, I won't say his real name out loud just because it's very different, and I don't want people to be like 5 years down the line, like, oh, your mom did porn.
But that's going to happen though, right?
I mean, who knows? Like at that point, by the time he's old enough to like comprehend, my shit's gonna be like washed off the internet because it's so it's so congested these days.
I had this conversation with somebody yesterday that was like, I showed them the photo of you pregnant. Can we show that?
Yeah.
So I showed the photo of you pregnant, and I'm like, this girl's one of the best.
My
look at that.
Hendrix.
There's a little squishy in there.
Yeah.
So I was speaking to someone about you being pregnant, and they're like, well, how is she gonna feel when her son and her son's mates are sitting around when he's 21 and they're watching it? I'm like, okay, well, just think about this. What porn star do you know from 21 years ago from today? Like, think of one. I can't really. And I wouldn't even watch a video from 21 years ago.
Right.
Do you think is that how you're...
That's exactly how I'm thinking about it. And honestly, at the end of the day, like, the girls who were so big back in the day, the Jenna Jamesons, the this, or that, was because there were so few of them. And it was such a big taboo thing. You knew every single one of them. You knew Ron Jeremy. You knew this person. You knew that person. By the time I got in, like, not, you know, I made a name for myself. But, God, I don't know, in the next 3 years, I'll probably be forgotten. And yay, for me, that's great. Like, I can move on with my life. Loved the industry while I was in it. But I'm not worried about it. And at the end of the day...
So you want to move on with your life from this industry?
Oh, yeah.
So you're done with this industry?
Oh, yeah.
You're done with porn?
I've got stuff in my back pocket. I've been investing in stocks and a new company.
Yeah.
And
well, that's good. Well, I would hope so, because you make a lot of money doing what you do, considering that you're one of the top girls in the business. I remember, like, and I don't want you to take this as an insult or anything, but when I first saw you, the first thing I said was, why the fuck is this girl doing porn? Why isn't she like a model? Like, you've heard that before,
I've heard
right?
it so many times.
And do you think that's why you're so successful? Is because you're so beautiful and you're so down to earth, and you have that kind of Portland, Oregon, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't claim Portland. Portland's not my home city, but people can say Portland. That's fine. I don't talk about my hometown. I like to leave some stuff to mystery.
Fuck, should I have not have said that?
Oh, no, I don't care.
I can cut that out if you want.
No. People assume I'm from Portland, Oregon because I say Oregon, but I've just never said my actual, because it's a very small town. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I think, and I've always known, at the end of the day, like, I've always known that I was going to move on with my life at some point. So that's why I've kept my hometown a secret. I've kept, you know, my family's names more or less a secret. Like, my last name on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, isn't even my last name, because I think there needs to be some kind of separation.
But is that the only separation that there is? Because
what do you mean?
Well, keeping your last name, you know, fair enough, and where you're from, but everyone really knows. Do they know everything about you, Jessa?
I'm pretty open with everything
else.
Like,
from what they see on camera, is that you?
Like, while I'm shooting porn? Well, because
that's what I'm saying. What people see on camera, that's all they know of you, right?
So this is the thing. Is like, I've always said this. You're two beings, right? You're Marcus sitting in front of me right now. And then when you're jerking off at home or you're fucking a chick, who knows? You could be Big Daddy motherfucker. You know, like, whatever it is that you get into that. Like, so you're two different people. You are who you are as a person, and you are who you are sexually. Right. And I think that's why a lot of people have a hard time owning up to their fantasies or owning up to the dirty things that go on in their mind, because they think they're going to be judged as a person.
But do you think that the fact that you've done porn and you've been in the porn industry, you have to have a certain personality to be able to do that business?
Yeah, I mean, you have to definitely.
So you have to have a sexual. There has to be a abundance of sexuality to be in the industry, right?
Right. So I guess my point in that was like, like you know, you talk to me and I'm goofy and I'm this and I'm that and whatever during this time, right? But then it's like, once the camera's on, once it's rolling, or you're having sex with somebody, whether it's in private or on camera, all of a sudden that sexual nature takes over and you're a different person. Right. So that's why I'm saying, like, there's...
No, and I feel that because talking to you right now is completely different to the research that I've done for the last 3 days.
Research.
The research. Well, listen, here at What Happens Here podcast, we research all of our guests. We look up their previous history. We watch their movies. We watch their videos.
You see my mugshot?
Do you have one?
No, I don't actually.
I do.
Oh, come on. I talk myself out of that every time.
Oh, my God. Do you really?
I have been arrested, but I never actually got booked. So
really?
What does that tell you?
Do they recognize you when they pull you over?
I've had police officers in airports recognize me and ask for a photo, but never when I was in trouble.
Right, yeah. But you don't get in trouble anymore, though, right?
No.
You can't. You're fucking 9 months pregnant. I don't know if you can be sitting in a room binging for 4 days.
So actually, funny story. This happened August of last year here. I was with our good friend Nicole. I say her full name on air, by the way, guys, because when you say her
Knickers,
it sounds like something else. So I can't say that.
Well, Knickers it's underwear,
right? But when you say it a certain way or say it too fast, people think you're saying something else. So anyway, our good friend Nicole.
See, I never even fucking thought of that.
Oh,
Knickers.
Try yelling it in a crowded club.
and see how many looks you get. I made that mistake at Dre's.
I
was like, yo, Nickers! And I was like, 3 black dudes were like, and I was like, no, I'm sorry.
And we know, well, actually, Nicole would have been happy about that because she loves her black dudes.
That's true.
We know that, right? Nicole.
She did come running, actually. She was like,
she was pushing people out of the way. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, Nicole.
Yeah.
So the last time I actually got in trouble with the law, guys, I actually I used wit to my advantage, but nobody actually thought that it was funny. They thought it was serious. But that's just, yeah. Basically, long story short, Nicole and I had been to Share.
Actual Share?
Oh, yeah. I got us really good seats. I was stoked. I was singing every song. She thought I was like 50 in my spirit mind because she didn't understand how I would know every single word.
I like how you said like 50 like it was fucking old. Fucking hell. You went like 50.
Oh my God. I think I just peed a little.
That's okay. Ian will clean it up later with his tongue. It's all good.
Oh my God. Stop, guys. So anyway, so we're at Share. I end up getting, a little toasty. And then ended up actually hanging out with
Marcus London at the strip club.
What? No, different night.
Oh,
totally different night.
Okay.
But so no, this is the last run-in that I had with the law. I actually have a nice little scar from it right here. I have an actual scar.
Hey guys, if you're listening to this right now, try looking at a pregnant woman talking about her last problem with the law. I got a scar here. I was fucking, and she's like 9 months pregnant. Okay, just put that in your head right now as we continue.
So long story short, I was just saying, like, you can get out of either being arrested or get out of tickets in certain ways. I have actually in the past when I got pulled over for either running a stop sign or having an out tail light or whatever, because I can cry on command. This all happened back in Oregon.
Really?
Oh, yeah. This all happened back in Oregon when I was...
porn actresses could act.
Fuck you. God damn it, Marcus.
I was just...
oh
fuck. I think I just peed a little bit myself. Was it pee? I think so. I'm not sure.
No, so I actually I would cry the second I get pulled over. They come up to the window and they're like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And I go, "No, I'm sorry. I just found out I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do. I really need to." And they're like, "Just have a nice night. Just go get the taillight fixed. Just don't run any more stop signs."
Yeah, no, I believe that right then. You're good.
Yeah, but the key is you have to tell them you just found out you're pregnant.
Oh, you just.
Oh, hysterics.
You should have the the little thing that you piss on in your hand. You know that little thing?
Yeah, but that's you.
Yeah, actually, that's going a bit too.
Actually, no. If for those of you women who don't know this, if you pee on a stick and you let it sit out for too long, it will actually show up positive. The lined ones, not the digital tests, but the ones that have the lines. So you have to make sure that you actually look at it during the right time.
Wow.
Because if you let it sit out too long, it will develop the other line. So you could do that. You could keep that in your center console or in your glove box and be like, ah. But
See?
I feel like
only girls can do this shit, man. Guys like us, we just got to pay the fine or go to jail.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But so the last run-in that I had, I was like I said, I was extremely intoxicated. And and what happens in Vegas? So basically, I was coming from Excess, I think it was, which I'm now 86 from Excess and the Win.
Yeah. I think I'm 86 from there as well.
So basically, my friend and I, Nicole had already gone home. So this is the moral of the story. Once Nicole leaves, party's over because nothing good happens after that.
No.
She's like Mama Bear. She will keep it reined in. She'll be like, no. Mm-hmm. Ask her about chasing me around a parking lot, keeping me away from wild pigs while we were in Louisiana one time.
Wild pigs?
Wild pigs.
Actual pigs or drunken dudes who are acting like fuckwits?
No, actual wild boars that could have killed me.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We were at a biker bar club. Anyway, that's another story. Sorry. I digress. So basically...
You digress.
So basically, we had been at the Excess or whatever. And I do this thing, and I think it started in the strip clubs, where Jessa, like, oh yeah, oh fuck me, checks out at some point. And I think it started when I would dance and guys would still want like a lap dance at like 2:15 in the morning when I'm like just trying to party and have fun and still chat and hang out. But like, I'm like, the sex has gone out the window, guys. So I started doing this thing where I would draw a mustache with a Sharpie on my face. And it worked. Guys would just be like, oh, okay, she's like clearly not in her right mind.
Oh,
so
and they didn't want to do it. Fucking hell.
So it was one of those. Actually, there was one guy who did pay me for a mustache lap dance.
Wow.
But so, long story short, so my girlfriend and I, different girlfriend, are coming from XS. We've got mustaches drawn on our faces, and we're going down. What is that? Las Vegas Boulevard.
Las Vegas Boulevard. That's the main street in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas Boulevard. And we...
It's like, what's that main one with the casinos? You know that big one with the casinos? That, like, there's the lights. You know that fucking... what is it? Las Vegas Boulevard. That's the one.
God bless America. So anyway, so I'm like, girl, like, I really gotta pee, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's nobody around. Like, I can't find a bathroom. I'm in shoes. I think actually these same boots. So I'm just gonna squat, pop and drop it, and so she's recording this.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that video.
Yeah, the video. Yeah. She's recording this, and suddenly there's like a bike cop comes up behind me, and I'm just like, oh, sorry, officer, blah blah blah, and he tries to start writing, and I was like, catch me if you can, and I make him chase me all the way down Las Vegas Boulevard to the next street, come back. And I'm like just putting this poor man to shame because he's on a bike and I'm in heels and I'm just booking it. I'm also just laughing because at the time, I'm not going to lie, like I was a pretty broken person. I was a pretty sad individual. And so I was just like, nothing matters. I'm drunk. I don't care.
But what makes you a sad individual?
Oh, just, things that happen in life. Yeah.
Life.
And so I just wasn't taking me possibly being arrested seriously. So finally,
did you get arrested though?
So this is where I'm going. So I'm saying there's multiple ways to get out of tickets, right? To get out of being arrested to whatever. So basically, he corners me with a few other people, and I'm like, all right, like the gig is up, like whatever, and They get my ID, and the reason that I have the scar on my head is because I tried to escape once again.
Holy shit, you're a fucking gangster.
I turned around and I handed him my ID and I was like, hold this while I wander off. And I turned around and smacked my head so hard into one of those cement walkway signs.
Did you split your head open?
Oh, completely. Blood gushing from my head. So then they're like, oh my God, we have to get a medic on the scene because this and that. And the one officer is like trying to make sure I'm not concussed. And so he's like, who's the president? Who's this? Like, what's your birthday? All this stuff. And
Who was the president at the time?
Donald Trump, who I'm actually a huge fan of now. But I wasn't at the time, and so I started going on a huge political rant. Anyway, point being, so once everything like quiets down, and they're gonna basically book me. The guy who's been asking me the question, he goes, so do you often run into things or, and I go, no, I actually got really good about running away back when my uncle used to try to touch me. And I said it so like matter of factly that I shit you not, 6 or 7 men, like they're talking and they just stop. And then the one guy just hands me back my ID and just goes, ma'am, just go home. Just have a nice night. Just go home. And I was like, okay.
The old uncle, Uncle Bernie.
So I tell my mom this story, and she goes, your Uncle Mike would not appreciate that.
Is it Mike? Is it Uncle Mike? Mine's Uncle Bernie.
Yeah, I have several uncles, but that's her brother. Oh. And I was like, Mom, the point is, I didn't get arrested.
That's so funny.
But no, that's a terrible thing to say or do. But you have to do what you got to do in that moment in time. And I must say that, yeah.
So
women have it so much easier than dudes, though.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to ask you. Like when I'm talking about moments in time. So was it? You said to me earlier on that you, like I was talking to you earlier, and I was like, yeah, I was a late bloomer, and you were like, no, I was like 14 when I started blooming into my sexuality. So was it 14 blooming into sexuality, and then you started stripping, and then you got starting in stripping at that age always develops into more because you can make a lot of money as a stripper when you're obviously, I mean, what were you, 16?
I was almost 17 when I first.
Now, were you
danced.
working in clubs or were you just doing the private thing?
I was doing both. I was doing
So you would go to like a bachelor party's house and
Oh no, not like that. We had weird places in Oregon that were like lounges.
yeah.
If you want to say that.
And so you would strip totally nude then.
Mm-hmm.
So you were 16 years old stripping totally nude in front of men.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, I mean, for you, obviously it was a survival thing, but isn't that, did they know you were 16?
No.
Did you look 16?
No.
So
No, I had a fake ID. When I was a freshman, all of the seniors thought I was a senior. So I just always kind of carried myself a little bit
more mature than everyone
yeah,
else?
so I had a fake ID that said that I was like 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely God,
Did it desensitize you to this world?
yes, in a major
Being
way.
16 and doing that, did it desensitize you to like, I don't give a fuck. I can do whatever I want now. Nothing's going to bother me. I'm just getting this.
Yeah, I mean, it had its, like, I'm not gonna lie, there was glamorous moments, but then there was really nitty gritty moments of confusion and self-hatred and
Especially at 16,
You know.
you were just a kid. How did you
Exactly.
even know? Where were your parents at that stage? They
I
didn't know
had-
what you were doing?
well, they found out eventually from somebody. Not exactly sure who, but somebody basically ratted on me, but they didn't know where I worked
Right.
because I had moved out on my 16th birthday.
Yeah.
And done like the whole emancipation thing. And
Oh, no, you did that.
yeah.
Oh, really?
I wasn't legally emancipated, but
you
I
just cut yourself off from your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the same thing when I was 16 as well. And then when did you guys end up reconnecting? Have you reconnected now? They're going to have a grandbaby.
Oh my God,
Mum's excited.
we're so close. We've had a really great relationship. I talk to my parents every single day. We've had a great relationship for probably going on like 2 or 3 years now. Before that, it was we still talked, but it was like scattered here and there.
Is that because of your profession and what you
No, not at all. In fact, I actually brought home. It's so weird. My first boyfriend in the industry was 20 years older than me. I was 19. He was 39.
did? What was his name?
Barrett Blade. And we're still great friends to this day.
Barrett Blade.
Barrett Blade.
And you were 19? Mm-hmm. And he was 40?
Yeah. He's 20 years older than me, so he was 39.
So you like older men?
I do. I asked what you were doing later.
I have to ask my fiance.
Wait, are you engaged?
Yeah, I'm engaged.
Oh, what? Get out.
You've met her.
Did I?
Yeah. You
How
met her
drunk-
at the Porn Awards.
How drunk was I?
You both were pretty. You complimented her dress and said, "Oh my god, that dress looks fucking amazing."
How drunk was I? Like,
No, you weren't too bad.
actually on a scale of 1 to 10.
Listen, no, I don't know. Because all I remember was we were sitting and eating in a restaurant, and I had your dog sitting right there, right next to me, the big one.
Yeah. The big one.
Well, you've got two, right?
Yeah, I got the husky and the pommy.
Look how fucking much this conversation is moving from porn to dogs to fiancés to yeah. So
We
we're
could go back to mucus plug if you'd prefer.
is that what it is? The mucus plug. All right, let me just check my book here. So
Oh
everyone's
my
like thinking,
God.
"Fuck, Marcus, you keep asking her about the baby and all this stuff. We want to
No,
hear
no,
the
no.
nitty gritty stuff." But no, go.
No, I seriously, I feel like I have to pee every
Oh,
time
do
I
you
laugh.
need to?
No, I don't need to. It's just this thing that happens.
Yeah.
That it just.
Let's make it laugh even more.
No, stop, stop.
Let's do a few fan questions. Let's do a
Okay,
few
yeah,
fan
yeah,
questions.
yeah, let's
so,
do it.
all right. So I'm going to read out a couple of
Oh,
things.
by the way, hold on. Just full disclosure, guys. I just want to say, in the last year, I got my shit together, and I'm no longer a delinquent. I'm saying this also for the sake of my son. Love mommy. Be proud of mommy. Someday, if you ever see this, I got my shit together. You're good.
Okay, so let me just say this. For the future child that hasn't been born yet, brother, when you see this video, you're probably going to be 18. I'm probably going to be dead. But just to let you know, your mother is an amazing person, and she is very proud of what you've become. And I'm talking in like 20 years ahead. But hey, you
This is
never
like
know.
a time
You
capsule.
might be watching this at your 21st birthday. Hey, imagine that.
God. But you know what's crazy is technology is going to be so far advanced. For like in 20 years, like I've been listening to Elon Musk and stuff, and like what he like, it's heavy shit.
Hey,
Like-
have you seen like how the US government is now coming out with all the showing little bits of the aliens and
Mm-hmm.
little footage here and there, letting mankind know that
Yeah.
That shit's coming. Yeah, so one of our amazing affiliates here at What Happens Here is proper number 12 Irish whiskey. Have you tried it yet?
I haven't, but I'm usually I'm a red wine or whiskey or bourbon drinker, so I'm
Really?
excited to try it. As soon as this bad boy's out of me, you best believe.
So here's what we can do, right? so like a tradition in Ireland and Australia is like when you have a baby, you give them a bottle of alcohol, and then when that baby turns 21, you drink it together.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
So let's do this. Let's do a beautiful, brand new, unopened, proper 12 Irish whiskey, the number 1 whiskey on the planet. I want to give this to you, and I want you to keep it until your young man turns 21.
I absolutely will. Oh, that's so exciting. Ah.
So Conor McGregor and the boys sent that whiskey over, and they told me to give it to all my guests, so that one's for you.
I'm so excited. That's such a cute. I know, like I've never heard of that. Is that just in Ireland and Australia?
Yeah, it's
That's
called.
so cute.
So we like to call it wetting the baby's head. When the baby's born, we have a drink, but then we also present the mother with a bottle of alcohol that they keep until the child is 21, and then they toast it.
That is so cute.
Is that cool?
Oh, yay! I'm so excited.
Proper number 12 Irish whiskey, the number 1 whiskey on the planet. Yeah! All right, let's go. Let's go some questions. All right. So, I Medina from California said, can you please say hello to Jordan Medina, who just left for boot camp, and he's a big fan of yours. His name is Jordan Medina, and he's in boot camp.
Jordan Medina, thank you for your service. You're awesome. I have a very high respect for anybody in our military, in our army, in our Air Force. You like how I categorize that?
I like that.
Air Forces and then Navy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, you guys are all awesome, and thank you so much, Jordan. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Jordan. We love you, brother. All right. Oh, so here we go. So Cutman, Ireland. This guy is actually the guy that he does all the he's a cut man, so he takes care of everyone's cuts during the fights.
Cut. I thought
Cut. His name is Cutman Ireland. His name's Andy. He's in Abu Dhabi right now, and he just wants to know if you could like give him a little message. His name's Andy.
Andy.
In Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, just saying. No, that's exciting. He's there for the fights. Yes, obviously.
He's there. He's there in with Team McGregor, and
nice.
And he's a big fan of yours, and he wanted me to.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there you go, Andy. You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, so we got to let's do a video question. Is she going to be able to hear this?
Hi, Jesse, coming to you live from England. What porn queens do you look up to? Give me some names, but only if they're in the legendary category. Here's 2 girls that I consider pretty legendary. Alita Ocean, have you seen her? And Kirsty Mack. Oh God, she's been around forever, but still going strong.
So he wants to know who is your
Did he just go from British to not British?
Yeah, he went from British to American to Canadian. I know. Was that scary or what?
I'm really thrown off by this person right now.
Jimmy Justice from the UK wants to know who is your. Do you have an inspiring porn queen that you look up to?
You know, I would have to say I have heard both those names. Obviously, I think he said Kirsty, but I think he means Christy Mack.
Christy Mack.
Yeah. I would have to say I'm gonna go old school and say Nina Hartley.
Ooh,
I love Nina.
Isn't she like 70 now?
She is, and I've worked with her, and she's awesome.
Together, you've worked together?
Yeah.
Like in a scene together? Okay, so how is that? With an older woman, is it different than a 20-year-old?
No, but she's still got it. Like she's very, very sexual, very comfortable with herself. She's not afraid to tell the guy, "Hey, ease up a little bit," though.
Right.
You know, which is nice. She's very she's not the type of person that's like considers herself. I feel like some girls stay in the industry, and as they get older, they feel like they have to compensate because they're older.
Yeah.
And I like that Nina doesn't. She's just very like, I'm still Nina, bitches. Like,
yeah. So was that gratifying working with like a pioneer like with her? Does that, like, when you work with someone of that caliber, does that feel good? Like, is it just women? Like, if you had to work with Ron Jeremy, how would that be?
Well, Ron Jeremy's in prison now for sexual assault.
He is? He's on his way.
He's on his way. So
okay.
No, I've never really been a fan of Ronnie.
But even the older dudes like Jeff Stryker and
I think I know that name, but I don't think I've ever worked with them.
I don't even know.
No, I mean Nina's super cool, and then I'm trying to think who. Oh, God, I've been so far out of the game that it's like the names are. I'm having to like they're coming back to me. But
so when was the last time you shot a scene? Then how long ago has it been?
I will say this: Nina Hartley gave me a very heartfelt compliment one time. She said that I was the Jenna Jameson of my time.
Yeah,
and I thought that was very sweet to hear that from somebody like her. Whether it's true or not, that was her opinion, and I was like, wow, that's really cool that you think so highly of me. So that was nice. I think Lisa Ann, she did it right. You know, she's still a boss bitch. She did her transition so smoothly, you know.
Yeah. So she's out of the business now?
Lisa Ann, yeah, she's been in sports now for a while.
Sports.
No, sorry guys. I get very out of breath very easily now. He's sitting on my diaphragm.
Really?
I gotta readjust.
Move that shit over.
So that's why if I'm like, that's why.
No, it's not. It's because I'm like, I'm under the table, guys. You can't even see. Can we play that? Let's play that other. Let's play that other fan question from Ireland. Is it Mick?
Hi, Jessa. I'm Michael. I'm Irish. Yes, I am. I'm tall, dark, and handsome, and I'm a massive fan of yours. I masturbate a lot to you, as I say most of the world does. But I have a question for you. Is there any truth in needing to have a big bugle when you're upended? Or does it matter if you have a micro penis?
Wait, what was
so Mick from
what was the last part of it?
Do you need a big bugle when you're getting upended, or if it's a micro penis, does that work as well?
Like me personally?
Yeah. Does size matter?
Guys, I'm not
in porn. It does, right?
Yes, in the real world, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not looking good if you have a micro penis.
It's not.
Yeah. Like the average guy. Like I've been with some guys who are like 6.5, inches, and it works, and it's great. And but actually the average is apparently less than that. Apparently it's like 5 or something.
Right.
But
really?
Yeah, I mean personally, I'm personally
average is 5.
Dang it! Oh my God, Marcus! I swear.
Well, I have that reputation. You know that, right?
I'm so happy I don't actually have a full bladder on this show today because you've got me cackling like a damn witch.
I know.
I would be peeing myself all over.
I've drank a Corona and like 3 proper 12s. I'm busting right now, but I'm gonna hold out.
No, I think that I don't know. I'm one of those like masochistic sexual type, so I like it if it hurts a little bit. So for me personally, I do like a bigger dick.
Okay, so listen, I've obviously when I said that I was researching a few of your movies, and obviously I have, and it was fun and everything like that. Do you think that if you were to date someone like, for instance, Ian, right? And Ian watched one of your movies.
You don't have a micro penis.
Ian, can we go to Ian?
Are you picking on Ian?
No, I'm not picking Ian.
Okay, I was about to.
Ian is my engineer, and
I thought that's where you were going with this.
No, I would never ever talk about Ian's micro penis on air. Ian, did you have a question about anything at all?
I'm still caught up on the hemorrhoids thing. That's still where I'm at.
Okay.
That was like 20 minutes ago.
We left him in the dirt a while ago. Well, I think the problem with Marcus and I is we're both so ADHD that we just go from one thing to another to another.
That's it. I've already forgot what we were talking about like 5 minutes ago. Fuck, seriously. No, but did you have a question?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of my questions would be about like your personal relationships and how that is for you. But clearly, you've had some. Yeah. At least one.
Actually, this is Ron Jeremy's baby. This is a set baby. Just kidding. There's no way in hell that could ever be true.
So no,
One time he put his hand on me and I felt very uncomfortable. So
Really?
I couldn't imagine anything else
Really?
on me.
Yeah.
Feeling no.
I'm sure.
Anyway.
So yeah, so I guess obviously there's a lot of your fans sitting out there, and now that we all know that you're single, I mean, how does somebody even think? Because there could be just a regular guy. Could it be a regular guy in normal world, or does it have to be somebody that's in the industry?
No. So I have rules to that. So basically, my dating life. Yeah.
That's really what we want to know.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to know, like, okay, so I'm taking notes now. So how can we, because I am the person, or saying I am, but they are thinking that they're the person that should be with Jessa.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to do that, even to get in the right world. I guess being in the same studio with them at the same time would be a start. But I'm just saying.
I love the timing of that. It was so good. And he didn't even act it. That was actually real. Oh, Ian, I love you. So, but basically, like, what he's saying is, right, hang on. She just...
Uh-oh. She might be peeing now.
No, but basically is what he's saying. If you watch an episode of Blacked Raw, right? If you watch an episode of Blacked Raw with Jessa... And you're just that average dude, you feel that you have something to live up to. When you're watching one of your movies, Blacked Raw, and we're talking, you know what I mean, extraordinary, humongous black guys with these big penises, and then you've got these dudes like Ian that comes in and how do you compare to that?
Honestly.
Is it like saying I'm Batman in the movie, but I'm not Batman in real life?
I don't appreciate the comparison, by the way. I'm just saying, Marcus.
I love you, Ian.
Just saying.
But like, okay, in everyone's movie, they're never Denzel. They're the guy like who's behind Denzel, like doing the paperwork. You know what I mean? Like it's not. So remove that from the. You're never Batman or Robin. You're like the guy who's like outside getting a parking ticket from the cop. Like it's never gonna be.
But how much can you act? How much can you act with one of those big?
Well, okay, so this is what I'll say. Like, again, you have to remember that porn, and this is not. I'm not trying to ruin it for anybody.
No,
porn's not realistic. So those guys, like, yes, because what's the word I'm looking for? Imagery wise, you want to see a big dick going into, like for the imagery of it. But there's not a lot of guys walking around with a schlong that taps their kneecap. Like there's not.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. I just
no.
feel
But
like
what I'm saying is, if you were to date a guy and a normal average civilian,
no, we're good. He's not good.
Okay, you're fucking breathing heavy. I don't know if it's because I'm talking about big dicks or if you're like
that's exactly
that thinks
what's
about
happening.
the pub. No, but what I'm saying is like for an average guy, you can say that you'll date civilians all day long, but a civilian can never really live up to.
So, okay, I see what you're saying, but but that's not the truth. That's the problem with, okay, so once you've dated people in the industry or you've done porn period and you're trying to date outside of the industry and you're trying to date a civilian or this or that guy has to be very comfortable with himself, very confident with himself. Even if you're, for example, I'm not even actively shooting anymore. But knowing that that's the partners I've had in the past, I get what you're saying. They're always going to have that thing in their mind that says, can I live up to this? Am I pleasing her? And so I have to, like, it's sad to say, but yeah, if you're going to date someone who's been in this profession, you really have to, like, know who you are and be confident in yourself and just know that, hey, if you're doing something wrong, we'll tell you. I'm very open about, like, my last guy, I was like, hey, eat my pussy like this. Don't do it like this. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, mommy just said pussy. I'm like, I literally had a talk with him this morning because he goes, call me when you get to your podcast. I go, why would I call you when I get to the, he's like, I don't know, I just want to see who you're like hanging out with.
Call him.
And no.
FaceTime me right now. I'll fucking flex on that motherfucker.
I actually have called him on one. I was doing Andrew Schultz's podcast and they wanted to know his side of things and dating me and all this stuff.
But are you guys still dating?
No, we still love each other. Like, I still say I love you and stuff like that, but we're not together. But I think that, like, and even with him, like, there was, he's great at sex, but there were things that I personally like done a certain way that I'm not shy to be like, hey, do this, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. So when somebody, like, corrects you sexually at the beginning of something, don't take it as, like, a blow to your ego. Don't be like, oh, shit, it's because she's had such big dicks or this or that or I can never live up to. No, it's just, everyone should communicate like that. I feel like
Yeah,
everyone.
but no, I understand that. However, if I'm eating Jessa Rhodes' pussy out and she's like, yeah, can you like kind of lick it this way? I'm thinking, God damn, that guy from that movie. God damn it, how the hell did I not lick that pussy right? God damn it. Anyway.
Oh my god! But see, that's the thing is like everyone's different. Even me in scenes with other girls because I personally like it a certain way. So I try not to be like clits are so sensitive that I try not to be that girl that's just going in on it and being like, and I hope you like this. No, I'll be like, how do you want it? How do you like it? Do you get really irritated or sensitive if I'm going crazy fast? Like I've had girls do that to me in a girl scene.
Well, because you know how it is for yourself, right?
Where I'm like practically pushing their head away, and I'm like, girl, that doesn't feel good.
So you're 9 months now, right? You're 6 weeks away.
I'll be 9 months in 2 weeks. Yeah.
And so when was the last time you actually had sex being pregnant?
With my son's father. He's the only one I've had sex with.
And how long ago was that?
Over Christmas?
No.
Not that long ago.
Is it different when you're pregnant?
Yeah. Honestly, it's not as enjoyable.
You're not doing the splits or handstands or anything like that?
Well, that's the thing is, like, I think that's why, honestly, since I got the belly in the way, I've been less and less comfortable having sex because it's not, like for me to get off, usually it's me on top and I'm really close to you and I'm grinding on you. Yeah. I can't do that.
You're making out and you're grinding.
Yeah. Like it's like I man blanket the shit out of whoever I'm with.
So in scenes, it's you don't or
no, I can orgasm in scenes, but it just
every
depends.
Time?
Not every time.
And if it doesn't, do you pretend that it does?
I've faked orgasms.
And then when you've looked at that fake orgasm, do you cringe at yourself faking that orgasm?
No, because I'm really good at it.
Are you really?
I'm so good at it.
How good?
She knows how to cry for the cops. So I mean,
can we do it?
I am not one of your contestants at an orgasm contest, sir.
Well, so here's the thing.
And if I was, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I would come visit the boys at the shows, my friends would be like, "Go up there, come on," and I'm like, "That's not fair. You can't have a professional with these girls who are like."
We've had a few porn stars up. Yeah. So no, we're not.
The key women, if this is you and you're listening to this and you feel the need to fake it, because guess what? Sometimes we all do. But think about why we're faking it.
Because your fucking guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Well,
or you just want to get it over and done with.
There's that, or we don't want you to feel bad. Aww. We care about you.
Pobrecita.
But the key to faking an orgasm is the build up. Got to start slow and then you got to work your way into it, and then to top it off you really got to end with like the leg shake or something that's like when I faked it with guys, they try to touch me and I'm like, no, stop, really, it's just stop it.
And did someone fucking hand you an Academy Award when you did that?
They should have.
So really, you would actually do the full shake and everything.
Oh yeah, the twitching,
just to make them feel better.
Curling of the toes.
Jessa Rhodes is a selfless person right there.
I'm so
well, you are. So you would actually So here's
go through the effort of straining my body to be like.
See, this is what I don't understand. Like, if a guy isn't good enough to fulfill you in that manner, why do you humor him?
But that's not always true. Because it depends on, because with female bodies, I just feel like they're very temperamental, right? Vaginas are very temperamental. So I could come the day before and then not be able to the next day. It's all mental for us. It's all like if there's not enough foreplay, if there's not enough stimulation, if you're stressed. If I'm stressed, I can't have sex. It does not work for me.
Right.
So that's, you got to take that into account. You're not always going to come with your partner every single time.
So how are we associated?
How are what?
How are you and I associated? Like how are we friends? No, you're looking at.
Let's not get into that. What?
Well, we have a large circle of friends. We're all friends with each other.
We do have a large circle of friends.
Everyone's looking at like, did you fuck her, bro? No.
No, he didn't. What? I have no shame in the sex game. If I'm single and you're hot and Australian, I go for it.
What if the dick is small though? Will you see? What you'll do? You'll make out as it's the biggest dick you've ever had to make them feel better, right?
To be honest,
you will though, right? Because you're selfless.
You know who I've been with.
Of course.
Okay, none of them have small dicks. I have to say though, the only one who made me come, his name rhymes with Pan. And he's the only one I let him put it in my butt.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Just say, because he wants to fucking hear it.
I can't
Sure, it doesn't
say
rhyme
it.
with carcass.
No, I can't say
He
it.
wants
I
to
can't
say
it.
it. Like, seriously.
But he's from Melbourne, Australia.
What's his name?
Pan.
His name is Pan.
No.
There's been no Thunder from Down Under guy whose name is
I
Pan.
I said it rhymes with Pan.
Pan.
Oh my god.
Can, sham, can we? All right. That's it.
I can't.
That's all you're
I
gonna
won't
get.
Say it. I won't say it. I gotta leave some mystery to certain things.
So what'd you say? He was the only guy that you what?
He's the only one that actually made me come.
And let you?
Oh wait, no.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Sorry.
Wait a minute. There's another one. Pan's fucking killing himself right now. Pan's like, what? What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean?
I forgot about South Africa.
Oh, Sean.
No.
Oh, fuck.
You're such a dickhead.
That's it. But you loved him, right?
Nah, we love Shawnee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
All those Thunder from Down Under guys are just the best guys ever, and I love those guys. They're like my sons.
They're
You know
awesome.
what I mean? They're like my sons. And actually, a matter of fact, the first time that I ever knew that you were friends with Nicole, I was in Germany, and you were on a phone call with you were on a FaceTime with Nicole in Germany. I was like, oh, let me say hello. I'm like, hey, do you remember that?
I
It was
think
like
so.
maybe 3 years ago. Yeah. It was a while
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Nicole and I have a funny history. I don't know if she told
Have you guys like?
Oh, stop.
Why?
Never. No, Nicole and I have a funny history because basically...
Yeah. So how do you guys like? Because she was like hanging around that porn industry. She likes that BBC.
I mean,
She's hanging around with those guys. She knows Marcus
yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Rob Piper and all them. Yeah, so we actually... we met in South Africa. What would this be?
Oh, you were over in South Africa when the boys were over there.
Yeah. So that's where Shawnee and I met.
And you guys actually dated for like a year, right?
We dated for like... It was like 5 months.
How much of a sweetheart
it was
is
from, like,
he?
March to like September.
Is he the biggest sweetheart
He's so
ever?
sweet.
Like-
Actually, I met his family. I met his brother and his mom and his dad.
You know
and-
his mum just passed
yeah,
away,
I know,
right?
I
Yeah.
know. I reached out to him and she was such. I'm so glad I got to meet her before.
Oh, that's
'cause She was
good.
so sweet.
Fucking
Oh,
love Sean, man.
Yeah, he's good. And
Yeah.
is he engaged now? I think.
Yeah.
Is it-
Yep.
Who's his fiance?
Beautiful woman. Not sure
She's
who
from
she
Germany,
is.
right?
I'm not. Yeah, I think that's where
I
she's
think that's
from.
where
Yeah.
he met her. So
You
anyway,
jealous?
No, I'm so happy
Little
for
bit?
him. No, not at all.
Was he like someone that you could have been with?
You
you
know,
think?
I honestly, I feel that like relationships, when they don't work out, it doesn't need to be like
An issue, like whatever.
No, I'm
yeah,
friends
it's
with-
experience.
I'm friends with so many of my exes, and like I just be happy for them if they're happy. You know,
Yeah.
like just be, even if there's been moments where I've been super miserable and it's been hard to like muster up the courage to be happy for someone else. Only because you're sad, but like as you heal as a person,
Yeah.
Like I was driving past a couple getting married the other day, over by like the the big Las Vegas sign.
You got all teary.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
Aw.
oh, I'm so happy for them, and I was like, okay, that's good. Like we're healing, we're processing.
I can see you getting emotional now.
Oh, shut up! I'm just pregnant.
No, but like, like you're fucking such an awesome chick,
Aw,
and you're
thank
such
you.
and I don't want what you've done as far as your industry to have any effect on your future happiness. Do you
Oh,
think that it will?
I won't, because this is
Because a real person will love you for who you are, right?
exactly.
And like I know, I know you not that well, but oh fuck.
No,
Okay,
no,
guys,
just adjusting.
can we?
Just adjusting.
Holy shit, Ian, get the hot water.
Oh God.
Why did they always say that back in the old days when someone was pregnant? Get the hot water. What the
I don't
fuck
know,
does hot
like,
water do?
I don't actually know.
Anyway, look.
At least your mouth and your hands have been sterilized by whiskey, so we're all good.
What I'm saying is basically is that what I really like to showcase on this podcast is that obviously what you have done and what you do, what you have done for an industry is kind of are you good?
Mm-hmm.
You all right?
Yeah. I'm fine. It's one of those. Don't
All right,
worry about me.
No, I have a 9-month pregnant woman in front of me now, and you're like moving around
Honey,
uncomfortably.
I'm still
I'm talking about black
No.
dicks here, and you're like, man, like I don't know what do I do here? This is a new experience for me.
I don't know what to do with him. I'm taking the whiskey away.
I know.
You have had enough, sir. No, no, I'm not. I'm still 6 weeks out. We're still good. I'm not going to pop here. I promise.
Okay,
If I
cool.
go like this, it's just me shoving him back in the other direction.
All right. Well, listen, guys. I just want to say that obviously the triple X rated industry has a stigma against it, and what you see on camera isn't what you see in real life. The woman that I've got before me right now is about to have a baby, and she's explaining and talking about her real life. It shows that the industry is just work.
That's not to say that it's unpleasurable work. It definitely has its upside to that.
It does?
Yeah.
And what's the upside? What's the upside to porn?
I would have to say
Money?
Well, money's great. But I think that being able to experience different people in different ways and being able to, you also have to be, that being said, you have to be careful who you share yourself with, because sex is an intimate thing. So I learned pretty quickly throughout the years that, there was either people that I just didn't flow with chemistry-wise, or I wasn't, super comfortable working with, or, and as the years went on, I basically had a yes list of people that I was like, yeah, like I'll work with them any day. They're a friend. It was once you bonded with people, in a friendship, like the way I would say I am with Kieran Lee, or, I'm so blank on names these days because I've been so far out of the industry. I talk to Kieran on a semi-weekly basis. So that's the only reason I'm like, but there's other guys that I've worked with. Damon Dice, who's actually an ex, but we're still really great friends. Seth Gamble at times. There's always those people that you can gravitate back to because you're comfortable with them sexually, and you have that flow and stuff. So I will say that after about the first 3 years, I started finding out who my people were that I continuously. Oh, Isaiah Maxwell, he's another one. I love working with him.
Because he makes you feel good, or because you just like him?
Yeah, no. Because
there's a bit of a connection there. Yeah.
And so I feel like you
even if it's just a fuck connection, it's good just to have that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Ryan McLean's another one. But yeah, like long story short, I feel like the upside is like you get to have sex and experience new things and have different partners and different like it's made me realize what I do and don't like, and I mean, it's just one of those, it's not always going to be. There's days where I went to work super hungover and I was like, if I wasn't getting paid today, maybe I wouldn't be doing those. But you also get through those days.
But let me just do a little fucking bump and we're fucking done.
Shut up.
Well, that's the truth.
If my son watches this, we can't talk about
drugs.
In 20 years. I shouldn't have even been talking about my last run-in with the police.
No, but you know what though? You know what though, Jessa, is that I can guarantee you that in 20 years' time, when your son sits down and talks to you and go, Mum, fucking talk to me about drugs. Yeah. You're not going to fucking lie to him about what you've done. You're not going to try and divert your experiences. You're going to tell him that so he can learn. And that,
So the beauty of this is, my son's father actually called me this morning, and jokingly he was like, be careful what you say if he ever sees this. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, honey, because it's probably 20 years from now. It's not going to, but
even still, nothing that we've said on this podcast today would be anything that he would be ashamed of. He would be proud.
So my point is, I'm going to be that parent that as long as he is of age to where it's appropriate, I'm going to talk to him about certain things. And my dad actually talked to me about this a couple months ago. I'm the youngest of 7, and my mom's an amazing mother. But what he was saying was, he was like, your son's going to be so lucky because you're going to be... he goes, don't tell her I said this, but you're going to be 10 times the mom your mom was. And my mom was a great mom, but I was like, wow, why are you saying that? And he was, he basically said, he's like, because you have so much experience. You've been through so many things, and you've been through so many walks of life. And he goes, as dark as some of them were, you have that experience. You can relate to them on every level. You can, so I'm not going to sugarcoat things. Of course, I'm not going to say it as crudely as I say things, on podcasts. I was like, I was a hooker. I don't care, because I don't have shame in it. It's part of my story. With him, I definitely want to be there and be a good guide and influence, but I also think that by being like, hey, mommy literally did everything under the sun. What's up? If you're thinking about trying marijuana, if you're thinking about this, if you're thinking about having unprotected sex, look where you came from. You know what I mean? Like, but I definitely want to, I want to create a safe space for him where he realizes that it's okay to be curious. It's okay to wonder if someone is just holding you back from having a good time. That's how I felt with my parents. It's okay to like have those conversations and to pick my brain and to ask me about my experiences, because that's what makes us who we are eventually.
So when he sits down with you, like you and I having a conversation right now, will you be freely upfront with him and say, hey, this is what mummy did and this is where we were? You will? Yeah.
And I think that you know, his dad would like to maybe sugarcoat things a little bit more than I would. But I feel like if I had a daughter, I would definitely be sugarcoating it a little bit more. But with a son, you know, I feel like I don't have to be nearly as protective of certain things. Yeah. But I think that his dad definitely has reasonable concerns. But I think that I don't know. Ultimately, I think he's going to be able to handle it. And when we cross that bridge or come up to that bridge, we'll be able to cross it fine.
Well, you know what? I don't really think that his dad has anything really to worry about because, you know, Jessa has held herself here in a way of credibility, and she's held herself at a standard where you can talk about being in an industry that is maybe looked at as taboo, but also can come through and talk about being a mum and living a normal life, which is truly possible. No one has the right to judge. No one has the right to tell anyone what they can and can't do. If there was something maybe on a positive note, if there was maybe some young 16-year-old girls that were maybe thinking about jumping into stripping or maybe jumping into that industry, any advice?
That's a hard one right now because I feel I don't regret any of the decisions I made. I think that there was a lot of stuff that brought healing, and I think there was a lot of stuff that brought a lot of damage. I think that there was a good mix of everything. It's a hard question for me to answer, only because, and I'm comfortable answering it. I just want to explain why I would answer it this way, because I've seen the industry take down a lot of people, and I've seen it provide a means to an end for a lot of people. My best friend Callie Carter, she went in it the right way, and now she's got several homes. She's got another company she runs, and this and that. And she went in, she made her money, she took it seriously, and got out. Well, she's still shooting, but not super actively. And then there's other girls that I literally destroyed them to the point of near death. And for me, I was in between. Yeah, I was right in between those two things. And I think it's just you need to really know yourself, know why you're doing this, and try to stay away from things or someone once told me that he said whenever he does something, he asks himself, is this an act of self-love? And if it's not an act of self-love, he doesn't do it. And I started asking myself that question with, just day-to-day things. And I think that going into things with that mindset is really powerful. So I think it started helping me get sober from drugs. It started helping me, like when the wrong guys would hit me up, I would be like, is hanging out with them an act of self-love? No, cool. I can say no to that, Yeah. I think just being in the right mind space, and to be honest, I was one of the exceptions when I got in at 19. Everyone, always has said like, oh, you carry yourself a little older. And I think truly that the age to be in porn should be 21. Because I saw so many 18-year-old girls get in the industry and just rip themselves to shreds by the time they were 20.
And it can do that to you in 2 years, right?
And that's not to say porn. That's the music industry. That's the entertainment industry. That's any industry. That's
porn even more, though, right?
But porn even more because you're already battling with yourself as to you're doing literally the most vulnerable thing you could ever do: having sex on camera, being naked on camera, doing, and so. Being comfortable with yourself and recognizing why you're doing it and not letting other people's opinions, you really have to have tough skin. And I didn't have tough skin the first several years, and that's why I developed certain problems. And so that's just the honest truth about it is just have a good support system and know yourself and know what boundaries you should and should not be pushing.
I mean, look, the reason that I do this podcast is I like to talk to interesting people with interesting stories, and you've just heard it from one of the best there. I just want to say thanks so much for coming on the podcast today, all pregnant and everything, and still looking beautiful and still looking amazing. And we have had a semi-connection through friends over the years. And I just want to say I'm so stoked that you came on. I can't wait to see what this little dude looks like. And
his daddy's very handsome and Italian. That's all I'm gonna say.
His daddy's very handsome and Italian.
He's very handsome.
Well, I'm sure he's going to be a very handsome young man. Jessa Rhodes, thank you very much for coming on my. We've been trying to get this happening for a couple of months now. Scheduling never happened, but we had it happening today. But thank you very much. And
oh, you're awesome, Marcus. I love you to death.
Love you to death as well. And this is Marcus Deegan for the What Happens Here podcast with
Thanks
the beautiful
for your
Miss Jessa
questions
Rhodes.
too, guys. I appreciate you.